Who one is not necessarily defined by what one does, but rather by what one gives up. In another universe, Einstein might have been a star basketball player known for his lightning-fast layup, or Lady Gaga, a demure Nobel laureate who engineered an eye from embryonic stem cells. You might have chased your toddler days of loving Lincoln Logs into a profitable architecture career. You and I could be an infinite number of things, but here, in this place, we have only one life apiece to live. Our choices curl and bend our futures into something useful, like a river flowing to the sea. But in making those choices, we elect to leave many wonderful things behind. When I look into an alternate future, I see myself as a world-class violinist, playing in household name ensembles. I can leap up and down glissandos and difficult scales, peppered with sharps and flats, as easily as a cat crouches, then almost floats up to a ledge at seemingly impossible height. When I touch my bow to the strings, I feel as if I am pulling a boat through the gentle, yielding pond of music, sending concentric ripples of sound in every direction. The pads of my fingertips have cracked and bled and solidified into ugly calluses over the years due to numerous grueling hours of practice. As the lights dim and a hush sweeps over the expectant audience, I am in my element. But indeed, this is all a dream. Though beautiful and tempting, it bounces out of grasp like a carrot on a stick, dangled in front of a twitching rabbit by a cruel child. I cannot even attempt to reach it because I have given up the means long ago. In 6th grade, I started violin as another thing to do. Of course, with the usual initial determination, I practiced, played, and rose up the ranks in my school orchestra. My family attended the obligatory concerts, though I remember my father saying years later, with a laugh, that us young, barely trained 6th graders hardly produced the most pleasant sounds in the world. When I moved to Texas, I auditioned with and joined a youth orchestra in Kerrville. But more and more frequently, my violin would be locked in its case, stowed in a dusty corner as I entered higher grades and then high school, busy with other things. I could feel its jealous sound holes narrowed elegantly into the shape of trailing Fs, staring into my back as I cavorted with my lifelong friend, the piano, instead. And suddenly, in my sophomore year, slapped by the prospect of college rushing headlong towards me, I sat the two instruments vying for my attention together and chose which I would continue and which I would stop. Indeed, the violin was given to my brother for him to love, orchestra membership withdrawn, lessons stopped. I had pruned a branch of my personal tree of life by one hanging limb. When I look into another alternate future, I am in the Olympics. I am wearing a chest guard stained the color blue. I feel the rubber mouthpiece clacking against my teeth, and my shin guards feel sticky against my legs. Barefoot, I step into the ring and slip my helmet on. I bow to my red-chested opponent, feel the muted tension, the anticipation of the crowd and television cameras. When signaled to by the referee, I scream like a Tasmanian devil whose tail has just been mashed and erupt into a maelstrom of kicks and footwork. My foot lashes out at photon speed and connects with my opponent's head, dropping her to the ground for a count of 10. But indeed, this is also a dream. Since the tender age of 3, I have participated in the Korean martial art known as Taekwondo. After learning the requisite kicks and punches and blocks and self-defense, I moved up the color belt ranks. I remember my sabanim, or instructor, giving me a trophy that was taller than I was. By 11, I earned my black belt and bragging rights. By 14, I endured a grueling 8-hour test to gain my 3rd-degree black belt. But even due to all these prestigious achievements, I saw my attendance slip to only once a week. I am no great competitor. I participate in tournaments only once or twice a year. But I do not participate in Taekwondo for the accolades and the recognition. I do it for the younger belts. As a sabanin myself, I am tasked with the assignment of supervising and mentoring the color belts. I run class, teach them movements, correct their form, and discipline them when they grow too garrulous. Though I regret my lack of participation, I expect interest to resurge again in college. So, after the great pruning shears have gone snip, snip, what is left? In the near future, I am sitting at a desk, still. A voice intones the difference between the cervical, thoracic, and lumbar vertebrae. I am somehow depressed and amused that I've been in school for nearly 18 years, but my pen flies across paper diligently. In 3 years, I will be forced to make more decisions. What specialty should I choose? What internship should I accept? And what hospital should I work at? Among other things, violin and Taekwondo have fallen off like overripe apples from a tree. Some discarded hobbies I may pick up again, rub them glossy with my sleeve, and others I smile at faintly and leave for others. But if you are burdened by the slight negativity and realism of my statements, let me shed some sunlight for you. The choices we make do limit our futures. That much is true. But in stopping certain activities, we make more time for those we really enjoy and pursue. And what of the memories? The pieces I always admired while practicing violin, I can still listen to and enjoy years after my fingers have gripped a bow. Thus, closing doors may be disheartening at the present, but it ultimately leads you and me to that shining door that whispers, "Open me, come closer. I am your future." Turn that knob. Do I still feel a twinge of jealousy when I hear a 14-year-old prodigy play a beautiful rendition of the Paganini Concerto No. 1 in D major? Yes. Do my eyes change color to a snake green when I see an athlete glide gracefully like a gazelle? Of course. But these things are not for me. My choices have determined that. Instead, I am climbing towards one thing, and you are towards another, and the person sitting next to you yet another, and the person sitting next to a well in Jordan still another. Our choices whittle away at our lives like a sculptor chipping patiently away at a solid block of granite. Chunks fall off and are scattered by the wind. Dust gets in our eyes. But what is left when the weary artist steps aside is a beautiful, placid, wonderful sculpture, our lives fully formed. Thank you.